Since the beginning of time, men have been gathering in groups to solve problems, whether that be farming or protecting your village from a neighboring tribe or just solving problems. Well, this is a tribe. We're a group, and the Honor Foundation is facilitating change and giving us tools and weapons for us to use during a seemingly anxiety-ridden transition. So it's in that spirit that I'd like to share a little bit about myself. I have a sacred box. It's about the size of 2 shoe boxes. It's made out of cedar, probably from the 1940s. It creaks when you open the lid. And I fill it with things from my life that have a lot of meaning. Some of you might be able to relate. I open it maybe twice a year and reminisce. I'm going to tell you about 3 items I keep in my box. The first one is a little Bible, the kind that you see when you go to a hotel. You open up the drawer and there's no candies in there, and you just shut the drawer again. It belonged to my grandfather, Miklos Klein. He was from Budapest, Hungary, and dedicated his life to faith. Went to the prison systems in Richmond, Virginia, and tried to help convicts turn their lives around. And he would share religion with anybody that wanted to hear it or didn't want to hear it. And it took me until my mid-30s to hear the message that he was trying to give. And it happened in Afghanistan. We were on a helo one night coming in, just like many nights before. And it's blacked out, a little turbulence. Maybe 5 other SEALs in the helicopter and a number of guys in the Afghani partner force. Door gunner cracks off a couple rounds to make sure the gun works. Ga 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 ga! Some of you might be able to relate. Sometime in your career you felt fear. And I'm not ashamed to say we had already lost my good friend Chris Pike to a sniper round. John Goodson, we're real close to John. We had experienced a traumatic IED strike, and as the lead medic, wasn't too excited about going into heavily IED-laden areas. And so I said this prayer: God, please give me and my brother safe passage. Take this anxiety away from me. And felt a warm feeling of everything is going to be fine. It's already written. And the rest of that operation went smoothly. The rest of that deployment went smoothly. And when I got home, I adopted faith into my life. And everything has gotten better for me, from relationships to work to just happiness. It's unbelievable. Second item in my box is a little red VW Matchbox car. And it reminds me of my old man. He was a school teacher by trade and unbelievably patient father with love and compassion at a level that I just wish every kid could have that feeling from a dad. I couldn't have been luckier. And about 10 years ago, I got the call on my birthday that my old man had been hit and killed by a driver while riding his bicycle in rural Michigan. Excuse me. So I keep his obituary in my box, and from time to time when I pull it out, it's the only item in there that can cause me to tear up. But now that I've got my boy, and he's calling me dad now, and this little girl, I'm finding a lot of the traits that my dad gave me while I was coming up are now coming out in the way that I parent, and it's a pretty special feeling. Some of you might be able to relate to that in a good way. So I think he's looking down and smiling. And the third item is a gold trident. My best friend and older brother in the team, John Pepys, gave it to me. It's dipped in gold. It has a ruby in the eye. Keep it in a little silk baggie. And we don't have time to articulate what that trident means to me. I don't know that I can articulate it, but if I were to use one word, it would be honor. I think of brothers who have given the ultimate sacrifice and thrown their bodies on the altar of freedom, and I feel that it is my duty to step out of my comfort zone, take chances, dream big for the guys that don't have the opportunity, and I can't fail. So I talked a little bit about my faith, talked about my father, and I talked about the trident. And in closing, I'd like to read my favorite quote. And I wish Mariah was here because she loves this one too. It's by Hunter S. Thompson. Most of you probably heard it. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." Thank you.